this game where like the best player says this about it, I think I'm right. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like that. That's it's just bad for everybody. Yeah, it's not a very like. It's not gonna be good for anybody. Yeah, what if the Waffle House CEO was like, I'm down to put the Waffle House stage in the game, and then he sees that and he's like, it's over.
Street Fighter 6.
You know. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to find space. Like, it's hard to find space. Just to be excited about your hobbies, where people don't just yap all the time about how much they suck, is surprisingly hard. I think because the more you like get involved and interested in something, the more people like dig deep and then start to complain about it, and those complaints become like natural talking points that people say without thinking about them. You know. Everybody starts complaining about it and they just repeat the same things. You could be like, yeah, I really like this. And then they just say, instead of even thinking about you as a human, they auto-generate a response to your thing that's like, yeah, well, X and Y sucked, which is just like the generic thing that everybody says about your hobby. Their voice like is like a dialogue box where there's only like 3 options. And then those 3 options are the things that everybody repeats online about it over and over. And instead of like thinking for themselves about it, they just auto-generate and spit out one of the 3 acceptable dialogue options about your hobby. And you're just like, those aren't even your words. You stole those words from somebody on the internet who typed them a while ago, and then everybody else started typing those things, and then now everybody only has those default responses built into their mouths, and then they don't think, they just repeat the things that they see other people say. Like if I say something to you and then you respond to me and your post sounds like what would be the top comment on a Reddit thread about this exact topic, then I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You're probably not thinking about the game. You know, I'm like, I'm cool. The yapification of discourse, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, what up? Thanks. What's up? My friends regurgitate Sajam takes. This is why there's a Sajam video about how you should not just think about what other people say. You should not just say. You should think about it yourself. Because not everything I say you will agree with, right? And you'll probably feel that way about everybody. There's lots of people who I think are like really. I listen to what the things they say and I'm like, this motherfucker's spitting. And then they say something and I'm like, this motherfucker is drooling. Like it could change real fast, you know. It happens so quickly that you're just like, wait a minute. So you don't always agree with everything, and you should also do a little self check every once in a while, which is the thing I'm saying fucking stupid? And if the answer is yes, you're like, okay, my bad. And sometimes that is the case. You're like, maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I messed up. If you don't constantly ask yourself, like, am I right about this? Not to the point of like self doubt and like, shooting yourself down, but you gotta like, check yourself every once in a while and be like, oh, maybe I wasn't that right about this. Maybe I should think about it this way. You know, maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like that. Maybe it's whatever, right? Maybe it's fucking Maybelline. I don't know. Gotta think about it sometime. I respect Ryan Hart a lot for engaging eloquently on the new versus old topic, even though he's insanely wrong about everything IMO. I like that you disagree with him entirely, and you still like that he brings his points to the table in a way that, like, you get what he's trying to put down. I like that. Because, like, genuinely, I think that you probably do mean that when you say that, right? Like, you genuinely think, I respect that that's his opinion, and that's cool that he thinks that way, even though I don't agree with it. That's Pat the Flip for me sometimes. Everybody probably has someone like that, yeah. That's probably Sajam for a bunch of people, too. You know? Yeah, sometimes you could be like, this motherfucker's spitting, and then other times you could be like, well. Yeah, I don't think I agree with a lot of the things that Pat said in his new article, as an example. I see some of his points, but then other things I'm like, I'm not so sure if I think that way. But I think it's fine. because like him and I will not always agree on everything all the time, and it's not a big deal. And like reading something that you agree with, if reading only things you agree with is not good for you, then you gotta churn through some stuff that you disagree with and be like, is that true? Because then what ends up happening is sometimes you question it, and then it helps you come up with a helpful example to the contrary. And then when that next thing comes up, then you're like, okay, now I thought about this exact thing, and I have an example that I think shows that this is maybe not what someone thinks it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can tell you that article is, you don't want to, if you read that article and you disagreed with it, you and Infilament would probably get along, I'll tell you what. The whole premise about modern fighting games essentially being pop music that are like built for the general consumer, and that the end game is you get sick of the pop music garbage and you go back to playing old fighting games that are actually good and have depth, right? There's more to it than that, but there's like a series of conclusions that are get there and reasonings for why. But yeah, I mean, you could attack it from a musical standpoint as well. That's true. Or even like, I thought that was interesting because if you're a music fan, the part about finding less produced stuff more interesting, I think a lot of good music is not just like, oh, the production is less smooth on this and you like it because it's the production is messier, so that kind of makes you appreciate it more, that it's not as polished, because if it was more polished it would be too mainstream or poppy. Like a lot of things that are really dope have fucking nailed the production on it, and they're super clean, and like why you like it is because the production on it's so good, and like it just sounds fucking crazy, and you're just like, this is sick. But I mean, when you're making a comparison outside of your genre, it's hard to nail things one to one. Carly Rae is a fucking beast. I'm a big fan of her. She does nail it. She really does do pop music justice for sure. Yeah, I try to often not be super hyperbolic about things to the point of like, you think X and Y fucking and I just start like, you know, on some like Charlie Brown fucking shit and just say some wild shit. Hyperbolic. Hyperbolic. I like that better. I try not to be on the. I try to err on the side of caution and not be super like over the top and say something. But I think part of not being a doomer is that it's the onus is on you to not be. Okay, this is just another layer to it. If you are a doomer, it's very easy to be a doomer because you can just say the most insane shit you want all the time and flame the fuck out of everything you want all the time, and it's not on you to prove it wrong. You know what I mean? You can just shit on everything all the time, and the people who are like, well, I don't know, I think it's probably not that bad, it's on that person to just err on the side of caution and be grounded, and your language to be more precise. Because if you're just being the other person, you can just say whatever the fuck nasty shit you want, and if you get disproven, you're like, well, the game still sucks. So you can always back out in a way that is childish and allows you to be less precise with your language, because you got no fucking leg to stand on sometimes, but it doesn't matter because you're gonna just be an asshole. You know, you only have to find anything bad about the game. You don't have to find anything good. So it's much easier to be an asshole. And then the person who's trying to be nice about it, it's on you to find concrete examples and then try and not have your language be too easy to pick up. So it's on you to be like, well, the way I think is like, you know, I can sort of see the way you're going there, but also, you know, I kind of think like you have to sort of speak like that. If you don't, it's really easy for the other person to find like one weird way to correct them. I got you. You know, like I got it. He got me. Yeah, that was fun. I feel that. But yeah, I mean, I didn't agree with that article. There's definitely lots of bad articles that I'm like, dude, this one, he's fucking. What's it called? But then the last one, I didn't agree with it. I thought the premise of it, I see what he's trying to say, but I don't know that I agree. but we have different tastes in games too. And I have a different perception of Pat than I think most people do. I remember when he was like the grumpy old man in my arcade who hated all the new games. And like when I met him, he was that guy. Not the guy who was like, I love Guilty Gear. He was the guy that I like, all these new games fucking suck and dick. I'm happy to play these old games that actually look good. So I think he's like changed a lot in some ways since then. Like it's very clear to see how different he is now. Like he's much more like vibe and like playing the games he likes and having a good time more than the grumpy old man like that. Like he's changed a lot since then, I think. Now he's like the play Guilty Gear guy, and like the vibes are different. He's changed a lot, but so have I think, as a person too. That was like over a decade ago. Like we've all, I assume both of us have changed a lot. That's why I like that, because I think it's hard to get out of that place and then become like a pillar of a scene that actually. I think it's really easy to just be the jaded one. Like, to move past that is not easy for a lot. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Or been in it yourself, where you're like the grumpy dude in your hobby, and then you have to pull yourself out from it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, also people have different objectives, right? In like what they create, it's hard to say. Another thing about game design as well is like sometimes the objectives are not just like it's the same kind of thing. The nature of who you're designing for can often change, and you're designing specifically for a certain type of person that you think is good. And for some people, that's just gonna vibe with them the wrong way, or maybe the place you end up is like a place they might like, but the beginning just sour their opinions, so they end up there. And like that. You know. That's why you just gotta try it and see if it's even your perception of things. One thing I've realized a lot is the more I engage with things, the more I have to say, I don't know. Like, I haven't tried X things, so I can't tell you for sure. But I have tried this. Yeah, I think it's both. I think, like, new players who haven't been around that long have heard old man yells about new game being bad or good game or new game being good or whatever like 50 times. And when that happens, I think it like ends up really distilling the discussion about like what makes new and old games different, and like, what about it is actually unique. Like what are the things in the old games that are actually really cool and they nail? Like what are the things in the new games that are better feeling? Right, because I played both. I played a lot of both. And like that's why I brought up like Buffer as an example, or like the execution of old games being fun. Some of it is fun and some of it is tangled with. Same thing with new games. Sometimes the things that they make to make the game feel better and like the execution easier I'm fine with, and some of it I'm like, well, I kind of just miss doing the hard things. You know what I mean? I think there's both. Like I'm not a huge fan of one-button games unless you like one-button special games, unless you have other executionally really challenging things in the game to tickle the execution barrier. And so like I'm pretty specific about that as an example, but like some one-button games do that well and some not. And buffers can make games feel good, but they can also make some things less satisfying to do, or make the game feel too like set. Like things are like you did something but then you change your mind and then it doesn't feel as good, and it's like, oh. You know, does Granblue tickle the execution sound? Not necessarily. I don't think Granblue has a lot of super hard execution stuff that I think is super fun. It's also why I didn't like the one button changes they did in this version of the game. It's very clear that this Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising, they didn't want non-one button specials to exist. They wanted all specials to be one button, and instead of removing the old ones, they just made it a one button game. Basically, they just said like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna remove the downside. But I don't think the original game was designed with that in mind. I think they could have built a more complex game in other.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dude. I just had my meeting with Miller.
Yeah.
I came clean
Mm-hmm.
about everything.
Whoa.
She asked, "What do you plan on doing after?"
Oh, wow.
Fully honest,
Yeah.
and even also, Kurt wanted me to apologize to you.
Yeah.
He couldn't be fully honest when you asked him this
Yeah.
because he felt it jeopardized my situation.
Yeah.
And Alice was just like, "Damn, I'm jealous."
Damn, nice.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
And Alice was like, "Do you think you're going to be able to finish the insights work?" And I was like, "I think I can." And then I was like, "Wait, I don't know." Well, let me know ASAP.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'll let you know by early next week. And I think probably I'll just be like, "No, I'm not going to finish." She said she mentioned something to UA. So now I'm going to be able to talk to UA and just be like, "Look, dude, I'm leaving. I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I got a timeline, dude. Everything's coming up. The only problem is that she's like, "I have no idea what the numbers are going to be." Like,
Yeah.
and she has nothing to, I answered all this and she was like, "I will not be sharing any of this with HR."
Yeah. Perfect.
I,
Yeah.
basically she's like, "I don't know if my previous rating is enough," because they're not sure if they're going to just fire me, involuntary leaving, which is like a different code or whatever, or if they're going to not fire me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
And
wild.
HR, and I kind of said like, yeah, it would suck if I like shot myself in the foot by like having the talk that I had last week. She says it's probably not going to happen. HR is just
Yeah.
like, we need to be sure that that's not what's going on here. I don't
Yeah.
really know what HR is like, but it sounds like most likely we are going to be in a fork in the road situation like you were in, where it's like either PIP or severance, and I take the severance.
Yeah.
And like she's confident enough that we're like, and she was like, "Would you stick around and work if what your offer was?" And she was like, "I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, but like, if your offer is like 90% of Kurt's, probably you'd stick or you're probably fine with that, I guess. But if your offer is like 50% of Kurt's, then I don't know what your plan is." And that's just for like so that we can plan things accordingly, so that like
Yeah.
we can say to like UA people like, "Yo, we're going to be passing this work off," or something, right? Yeah, dude, it feels so good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I wasn't just working all week this week, just in case, I'm like, dude, I'm done. I'm glad I planned that trip for next week. Everything's coming up. Am I going to use PTO on that trip next week? No. I'm not using PTO. That's good. I'm not walking away from that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about, it was like, this day, she was like April 15th for the meeting with HR.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, that's perfect. I think it's like the day I get back from my trip. Oh, actually, I get back on the next day, but it's okay. It's okay because it'll be a remote meeting. And then like, yeah, I can, basically I said like, if that were the day that the meeting is, she was like, yeah, basically don't tell them that you're planning on, don't just like take the offer then. Wait a couple days so that, you can, that we can like coordinate a goodbye lunch and, and I said like, oh, I'll like guest Kurt in and me and Kurt can both say goodbye to everyone. She's like, that sounds awesome, So
Cool. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. So basically keep your, and I feel like people come in the office on Thursdays. So I'm like, all right, Thursday, the like, I don't know, I think it's like 18th or 19th
Yeah.
or 20th. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 18th. Yeah, I think it's the 18th. Thursday the 18th.
Yeah.
Boom.
Damn. Crazy.
That'll be my final day, I think.
Something to ask is like whether or not she recommends coming clean with the team during that meeting. Like how transparent we can or should be.
Best.
Yeah.
What do you think I can do that is the best thing for team morale?
Right. And also just, would it be bad to be saying this, but I mean, I feel like, I mean, I think most people respond pretty positively to it. They're just like,
Yeah.
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Alex
How?
was like, I'm gonna be honest. If I didn't have my daughter, I'm not gonna be here. You know.
Oh, she said if she didn't have her daughter, she wouldn't. Oh, yeah, she did say, yeah, she like considered, I think possibly like taking time to travel to Europe or move to Europe or yeah, something
Yeah.
like that when she was talking to me. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking kids. Yeah. So are you planning on just not working between now
Dude,
and?
I think so. It's like, why would I work? You know, like, why would I work?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
And I get to like come clean with Yue on Tuesday and
Yeah.
just be like, all right, dude. Be in South Carolina and be like, all right, Yue. But maybe I'll move my one-on-one to one day. Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
And just be like, I want to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna be able to be that productive because I know
Yeah.
I'm at now.
Yeah. Yeah. Sick.
I'm getting like weeks of extra pay here.
Yeah. Big.
I mean, hopefully if my severance is the same, it's like, whoa, I feel
Yeah.
like literally my life, I haven't been working for the past more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and then my last day is in like 2 weeks. So that's like 5
Yeah.
weeks of just like being employed just without working.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Build up that 401. Yeah.
yeah. If your severance is not the same, it's not the end of the world. Like,
Not the end of the world.
because
But I want that leap, that 1337.
true. True.
I'm
Leap
like,
to
damn,
legs.
if it was all delayed one more week, I would
Yeah.
get a stock vest of like $2,000 or so. But come on,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's.
everything's
too
worked
much
out
effort.
well enough.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you up to today?
Right now, I'm driving to Riki's. I need to help him move his sound system somewhere, so I'm driving my truck.
Mm.
And then, I'm gonna go to the thing that his sound system's going to, but I think that's later.
Cool.
So
Sick.
yeah,
Very sick.
yeah. What about you?
Not much.
Not much. Dude, I'm like, I don't think I'm done. I think I might
Yeah.
just not be stressed about work for the rest of my life.
Sick.
Like even the past 2 days, I've been stressed. I haven't done
Yeah.
any work, but I've been stressed.
Yeah.
I think I'm free.
Yeah.
I think I'm free. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, and I recorded it. So if you want to see what it is like to have to just come clean. I mean, there was so much apologizing, like so
Yeah.
much like I'm so sorry for like
Yeah.
I said like Kurt and I in our different ways have not been pulling our weight on this team for years. And and I'm the main thing I'm trying to say is I'm so sorry if
Yeah.
it has made your life harder. I'm sure it has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I said like in 2021 is kind of when we set our quit date to be like mid 2023. The economy wasn't going insanely sick, so we stuck around a bit extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's just been, I said, like, as you've said, when I'm motivated to do stuff, I do it well. It's just having that motivation seems to be really hard. And this is why it's been really hard, is because we've known we're going to leave tech And so it's
Yeah.
just not like a career mindset. And yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it felt really good to come clean.
Yeah.
And uh, they
Super
like,
sick.
oh, it's crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's insane. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a little paid vacation next week.
Yeah.
A little paid vacay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take time off.
Big.
Might be missing my meetings. We'll take my one-on-one next week from South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. South Carolina.
South Carolina. Dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So big. Big news.
Big news. Oh my! I can't stop smiling.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been there.
Been there.
It's great.
Oh,
It's so lucky that it's like
you were
we're-
there, but it's like you're not completely done. You're like, well, huh?
I was just saying it's very convenient that we're doing this around the same time. You know, it was on the order of like a month of separation, not like 2
6
years.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Yeah. That's because our numbers are been going up.
Number been going
We're
up.
both
Yeah.
just chilling.
Yeah. Chilling. Yeah.
Chilling. We're just chilling.
Just chilling.
It's honestly, it's like, wait. I mean, it's like you and I with $3 million just saved up. It's like, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
when
we
you-
can make that 10. Why would we?
Yeah, but why would we? And
Why make it 10? It'd
Mhm.
take a bunch of work to make that 10.
Yeah,
Why not just stick with 3?
exactly. And just like not do that shit. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth.
Not work.
Not worth it. Yeah. Lifestyle.
Once we decide to later.
Yeah.
It is
could-
kind of crazy. It's like, like Mason looking for like Burrito Galaxy funding
Yeah.
and doing all that. It's kind of like, whoa, if you're building something yourself,
Yeah.
you really just don't need funding if you just have money.
Yeah.
You just do the thing.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's a huge it's just a time investment. If it's something like making a video game, it's truly just a time investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then once you're done with the game, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
maybe you want to invest money in marketing or look for a deal, basically.
I'm hoping there's this, like, I suspect there may be this, like, golden window of time where, like, AI is good enough to do a bunch of shit for you, but hasn't been regulated yet. And so if you're too early, you need to hire people to do that. If you're too late, it gets regulated. And I think eventually it will not be as harshly regulated, or there would be some workaround just because of the progress there is too high for the government to fully give up for the United States. But yeah, I suspect we're approaching like a Wild West kind of zone that
Yeah, yeah. We are approaching the Wild West. Dude, we really timed everything pretty well in terms of like the whole everything. Like we
Yeah.
joined tech when it was like, you hear that Facebook's giving return interns 100K signing bonuses? That's when we joined. You know? That's when we joined.
Yeah. Yeah. We hit the right time for everything.
I'm in a tunnel right now. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh wow. I feel like it didn't cut out at all through the whole tunnel. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Dude,
Dude.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
No more.
So
I,
hype.
I am like so glad that I had that conversation last week when I did. Because now I'm in a state where I can go on this whole trip and just not be stressed, really. I'm just
Yeah.
not stressed. My last day in New York, I'm meeting with HR, probably,
Yeah.
and just saying, like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. With that HR. Yeah, hopefully they'll be chill about it. Dude, it'd be so weird if they were just like, you get just fired.
Yeah, that
I'd be
would
like,
be really.
we'll never know. Like, we'll be like, what is? Oh, but it sounded like that was unlikely. Okay, yeah. I don't think there's much to worry about.
Yeah, it seems like that would be pretty unlikely. HR is like, oh, we just need to make sure there's not anything that's like, we need to terminate this person. And I'm like, why would that?
Yeah. It's so weird, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we really did it. And now I get to just have this feeling. I get to
Yeah.
hold this feeling that I earned, that I worked hard for.
Yeah.
Not come on. I feel like I just haven't even worked hard. It's all been
Mhm.
handed to me. Free will?
No.
We don't even have
Hard
that.
work. Hard work. Deserved.
Deserved.
I deserve this.
I deserve this. Implication, I deserve this more than others?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when someone says, I deserve this, think about it. What do you think about this? Someone says, I deserve this. And it's a thing
Yeah.
that if everyone had, then it, like, you know, a thing that is, like, we don't have enough finances or resources for this to happen to everyone, right?
Yeah.
I deserve this, to me, because, you know, it's inflation, right? If everyone suddenly had $1.5 million saved up or 1.3 million, you know, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's effectively nobody has that money saved up, kind of, right? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's not about just like the money, but it's about like the money in relation to what it gets you.
Yeah.
And if everyone has it, it doesn't get you much because we just generally don't have enough resources for everyone to, you know. So it's like someone saying I deserve this to me is like implies I deserve this more than others. and I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I
Basically, what I'm
deserve
saying
this.
is, I don't know.
No, I'm joking. I think like the concept of deserve never makes sense, but I think it's funny to say. I think deserving is kind of itself like kind of a nonsensical thing, but I think the phrase "I deserve this" is just funny to say in general. I say it for a lot of things that are good.
I deserve it. No, I know you were like you're like tongue in cheek when you're,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's like it's a thing that so many people will say like fully unironically. You know what I mean?
Uh, yeah,
I
yeah,
deserve
but
this is like a very common. I wouldn't say saying. It's a very common like mentality.
yeah, yeah. That's weird to me. That's funny, but as they're generally not the kinds of people that I, you know, interact with all that much. And those kinds of
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
they tend to think a lot of crazy shit. Tend
yeah, yeah.
to think a lot of crazy shit.
Well, I deserve this. I feel like it's so common. You know, I deserve this. I worked hard. I think this is like.
Oh
I don't think
yeah.
it's like a you haven't interacted with many people. I worked hard. I deserve this. Is like a, this is something that a lot of people I think you interact with would feel and say.
I don't know about feel like I think
Wait, I gotta go. I gotta go.
yeah, I got to do that.
Okay, so
In this video, I'm showing you how to get Cura connected to Octoprint, and we're starting right now. Hello, my name is Daniel. Welcome to the Crosslink channel. Our mission is to help 1 million people getting more successful with 3D printing. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe and enable corner. And I'm using Cura 4.6, so it's activated. Now, after restarting, open the Manage Printers dialog. Click on your printer's name, then you will see the button. If you have multiple printers in this list, make sure the one which is connected to Octoprint is activated. Then click the Connect Octoprint button. In this new dialog, you should automatically let the plugin search for your Octoprint instances on the network by enabling the switch. I think it's actually on by default if you install the plugin for the first time. If you don't, see your Octoprint instance in the list, for any reason, you can just add it manually here, but we'll need to know the hostname or IP address. Once you have that instance in your list, you have to authorize Cura once to connect to Octoprint, or you need to copy the API key from Octoprint manually into this box. The easiest way to do this is by clicking the switch button in the top once and start it again so the plugin gets activated. Now, after restarting, open the Manage Printers dialog, click on your printer's name, then you will see the button. If you have multiple printers in this list, make sure the one which is connected to Octoprint is activated, then click the Connect Octoprint button. In this new dialog, you should automatically let the plugin search for your Octoprint instances on the network by enabling the switch. I think it's actually on by default if you install the plugin for the first time. If you don't see your Octoprint instance in the list, for any reason, you can just add it manually here, but we'll need to know the hostname or IP address. Once you have that instance in your list, you have to authorize Cura once to connect to Octoprint, or you need to copy the API key from Octoprint manually into this box. The easiest way to do this is by clicking the Request button. If you have a password set on your Octoprint instance, you will be asked for the username and password now, otherwise you will be taken straight to a dialog on the Octoprint interface asking you to allow Cura to access Octoprint. Please confirm this. If this doesn't work for you or the request button is not visible, please go to the Octoprint settings dialog in Octoprint and open the API section. Copy that API key into the clipboard and paste it into the API key field in Cura manually. Finally, there is just 2 switches to check. If you want to immediately start the print job after it has been uploaded to Octoprint, check this here. And if you like to see the webcam image from Octoprint right in Cura, check this here also. I will show how this looks like in a moment. And finally, don't forget to click the connect button to confirm that we want to use the connection for this printer. Now close all the dialogs. Okay, let's print something now. I've loaded this little square print test, and once I click the slice button, instead of telling me to save to file, Cura is now showing me the print with Octoprint button. Click that and the print file is being sent over to the printer. So for me it worked and it automatically started the print job, which is awesome. Then Cura will switch over to the monitor tab, which shows my webcam image, and I can also see the progress from here. And I could, for example, abort or pause it if I want to. Before and after printing something, you could also move around the axis here or send G-code commands to the printer. One last hint, if just as an example you are either already printing something or your printer is currently disconnected from Octoprint when you want to send over a print, you will still get the option just to queue the print, which uploads it to Octoprint, and it will show up in the list of available G-code files here in Octoprint. So guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this video, and check out my other videos I've linked in these cards here and here.
It means that what units you have in the army in StarCraft 2 is way, way more significant than how you are controlling those units. Way, 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 way more so. And so I think that when we're talking about the StarCraft 1 pros moving to StarCraft 2, there is this entire skill set that is just not really needed. Just not really needed. Like this intense management. And one of the things that's really, really, really fun in StarCraft 1, like addictively fun, is that every single 1 minute slice of that game has a lot of judgment and management. you get into a fight, that fight is going to slowly take place over the course of a minute, where there are big spikes that you can cause to happen. There's big spikes the opponent can cause to happen. If I'm going to hatch Mutalisk, which is the opening in Zerg vs. Terran, there's like a 4 to 5 minute period where Mutalisks are just doing all sorts of stuff, and you're trying to figure out what you can pick off and where the opportunities are. And because the inputs matter so much, and the inputs can cause big swings, not what units did I bring to the fight being the dominant factor. From StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2, I mean, I talked to a lot of the Korean pros, and they're just like, dude, it's just so fun to play StarCraft 1. It really feels like this management battle. And in StarCraft 2, if I get my build a little wrong, or I'm out of position a little bit, I can lose everything, and there is no management skill to bring me back into that game. And that's not an opinion. This is just a property of how StarCraft 2 works versus a property of how StarCraft 1 works. And so, finally coming to the concluding statement, due to 15 pieces, there's a lot of micro in StarCraft 2. I'm talking about management more so than micro. And there does exist micro, there does exist management, there does exist strategy. In all RTS games, there's no debating that. I'm just talking about where the dominant set of clicks is coming in. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's coming to the conclusion. In a sense, all the StarCraft 1 pros that were god tier at management, they're just players who are good at strategy games alongside all these other people that are good at strategy games. So a lot of their edge doesn't really matter. And even then, there's a lot of really good StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1 players. Rain, obvious example. Flash, obvious example. Sulky, obvious example. Go play Diabolical. Oh yeah, how do you feel about Zero Space and Stormgate falling on the management versus strategy spectrum? When one of those games finishes, give me a call and I'll begin to form an opinion. I mean, yeah, I'm about to go into this, but I will say this because now we have a lot of StarCraft 2 players who are like, Day9, what do you think about these games? Those games, my understanding, I don't know if this is true, my understanding is that some people who played those games, maybe the developers said this, maybe the players said this, but there have been people saying, dude, Sean, this is going to be the next StarCraft. This is StarCraft 3. And anytime people are saying this is going to be the next that, everyone goes to the people that are obsessed with that game and asks them about it. This is going to be the next Counter-Strike. I'm going to go to the Counter-Strike Pros channel and ask them about this game. This is going to be the next, Overwatch. Let me go to the Overwatch players stream and ask this. I heard this is going to be the next StarCraft. Sean, you are a StarCraft diehard. Is this going to be the next that? And my opinion is actually disappointingly bland. I tend not to really play games that are in early access. I tend to play games released in 1998 and 1999. Yeah, I just tend not to play games that aren't finished. And do I think it's good and healthy for developers to go into early access with incomplete games, to get the community to play it so that they can have much more concrete decisions to make their product better? I think that's great. Do I want to play games that are in early access that are incomplete? Not really. I mean, the joke that I keep bringing up when I get asked about Stormgate lately is, dude,
because
Baldur's Gate 3, I have streamed 7
we tried having you
okay?
allowed to use it,
When it was in early
but
access, I streamed it for like a few hours on
I don't
half a day.
trust your
But
ability
this
to
looks good,
do
I'll play
that.
it when it's
I
out.
think you're
It's fun to
too.
look at Baldur's Gate
I'll just do it this time. I gotta use the dryer, so like maybe that's an exception. And I think the only way that
early access period outside that break.
okay, still, the only way that I think you are capable of, you can find yours surely. There's a brush in the other bathroom on the floor.
Comes to any of
I saw it's a wet brush. It's not a big wet brush. It's one of the round ones, but that's okay.
Around for a lot longer is Immortal Gates of Fire. Which honestly, in the last few updates I've seen, it looks great. Excited. Excited for those games to be done. Excited for them to fucking come out. I mean, even with fucking Final Fantasy VII, where people are like, "Oh my god, did you play Final Fantasy VII as a kid?" Oh my god, of course. I thought my favorite experience as a child was playing Final Fantasy VII. Have you played the new ones? When they're all fucking out, I'll give it a try. I'm not gonna. Oh my god, I had a great 60-hour experience getting out of Midgar. Can't wait to wait 6 years for the next one. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? My god, you're the reason I'm baldy. I can't believe these questions. Okay, all right, here we go. 1 hour, 48 minutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Gamers, it's your pal Day9 and his cat Desperado. Hey, Despy. I know, what a good little performer you are. Big shout out to ESL for sharing the replays of their ESL Open Cup 221. This is the finals between Clem and Max Pax. No spoilers, please. Deliberately didn't watch them because I'm going to do it right now. I am doing a whole bunch of watching and playing of all sorts of Blizzard games because it is Blizzard month. Blizzard month. Did Hearthstone last week, did StarCraft this week, going to be doing World of Warcraft the following week. A little bit of a celebration now that Bobby Kotick is no longer at the helm over there. And so, I'm watching some StarCraft 2 games because, honestly, I love watching any RTS. I've been watching a lot of Age of Empires 2 and a lot of Brood War. And there's been some incredible SC2 games. We get the chance to watch some of them. Yeah! Now, I know many of you know about me. Oops, let me just hide my screen really fast. Because I want to open up the replay thing and I don't want to have the timer there. See? And I have controls because I don't want to have to reach over my little cat. Dispy! What a terrible little performer. I was saying this in some of the earlier broadcasts that I've been watching. Many of you know me through my StarCraft 2 analysis videos. Way back in my day when I did StarCraft 2 analysis videos 14 years ago. The only way I was able to actually speak competently about timings and strategy was literally brute force of research and testing and learning. And so if you want to know what players should and shouldn't be doing, I have no shame in saying I am just some guy when it comes to my ability to analyze the specifics, to understand the nuance of the meta and that sort of thing. But I am a good RTS mind in a washed up gamer's body. So I'll certainly have opinions and thoughts on what's happening in the game. But I gotta say, I think Max Pax is someone I would love to see getting in the finals of more live tournaments. I would love to see it. Max Pax famously is just not as frequent and tender with those live events. And Clem has just been snapping necks everywhere he goes. The Degenerate says, how does anyone talk intelligently about timing without brute force testing and research? I think most people don't, but I think a lot of people, well, I don't think. I know for a fact because people have been saying this to me. I think people come to me and expect me to just have the knowledge because of the videos that I did before. But, you know, they weren't a result of magic. They were a result of me being interested, subjecting myself to hours and hours and hours and hours of research. On Fire says, it's not that he doesn't go to most, he's never been to an offline event. My understanding is that he had been to some that a lot of people say doesn't count. The important thing, though, is that, like, I don't like making absolute statements. No, not once, ever, literally not even a single one. I have news, everyone, I'd like to share with you. Even shown his face. Oh my god, he's like my YouTube hero Dream. No one knows who he is? Hell yeah. In that case, I'm Max Pax, and if you want to know any of my timings, I'm a goddamn expert. Oh my god. All right. But I'm kind of just fascinated at how dynamic, interesting map changes can be for causing awesome RTS play. Like, I said this in the last series I just casted, and I'll say it again. I hated this, like, 2018, 19, 20 period where, you know what, I'll blame Reddit because they're easy to blame. It felt like a bunch of Redditors went, no, unless every map is exactly the same and is a 2v or is a one-on-one map, I want to have one build in each matchup that I can do no matter what the map is because they're all the same. It drove me mad. Give me some spice. This is a strategy game. Let's see some strategy. Let's put players into a little bit of chaos. Let's have a map where you have a natural expansion tucked behind a thin ramp with a gold wall there. And let's allow the other player to just go kill it right away. And look at this. We have a rich Vespene Geyser. This is the second one of these I've seen in my life. Some of you, I bet, think there's a graphical error. Why is it so purple? It's because it's been hit by Ivan Ooze. Maybe that joke was just for me. But yeah, no, I want to see this kind of creativity. I want to see this improvisation. This is one of the things I love so much about Age of Empires 2 semi-random maps. And also just the sheer variety when you just get some wild strategies. Revon Lika says, to be honest, I was thinking about a Thanos Vespene. Oh, you would say Thanos. You would. Oh my gosh, that is the youngest thing I've ever heard. Thinking of Thanos, associating it with purple instead of Ivan Ooze. So this is interesting. Go for the Reaper, because it does give skeptical. And this is the manipulation that's nuts, man. Where you just go, yeah, no, I let it finish, and I permit myself to be shot in the head. I don't know if any of you have ever been at a party where you're trying to flirt with someone who's, like, clearly not into you, and you're just kind of letting yourself be this pain. You're just permitting it. You're just like, because you're already in too deep, and maybe if she changes her mind, that it'll be okay. This is Max Pax, but this is the only way he's ever flirted. He actually has no problem with it, and he knows that she's going to fall in love if he just waits long enough. Wow, look at the composure. Look at the composure. That's crazy. And the mind's hitting everything. I mean, Cyclones are doing their best Goliath impersonation since the last patch, I'm not going to lie. What else is happening in this space? Alright, Oracle, followed by Twilight Council. And I mean, there is a Gas Geyser on the inside edge. And so this can actually kind of just, I mean, gold bases in general allowed you to do the same build that you were doing before. But you had a glut of extra minerals, so you throw out a bunch of gateways earlier for timing, you take another base. I always do. What else is happening in Camp Clem? Well, I mean, this is interesting because, like, Clem's obviously also taking the gold and is obviously also distracting Max Pax. So it's not like Max Pax gets the opportunity to do any of this shenanigans. But will soon, yeah? Oh, yeah. God, the timing on this was just impeccable. See, this is cool. This is cool. Oh my god. What a sweet game so far. What a sweet map. Stuff's actually happening. Again, there was this period in Zerg vs. Protoss where the Zerg would just get 3 bases and they would build one spore crawler, not colony. Sorry, wrong game. They build one spore colony in each base. Crawler, Jesus. And then the Oracle would fly in, give finger guns to the Queen, and fly out again. Commentators would be saying, well, we're going to have to see what happens. The 1000th time. Like, seeing an Oracle get in and pick off workers, seeing someone building even more production on 2 base, instead of just everyone going for 3 base as fast as I can. Like, there's so much more dynamism. This is why I'm a huge proponent for these maps. I I love these kinds of maps. All right, yeah, this checks out, taking the third base and still doing additional pressure. Yeah, no, I'm just so obsessed with. Yeah, Ben Crusher says Rising Lava map when? Yeah, where is the tournament Rising Lava map? Let's get some chaos in here, man. Where's the force fields that trap the units as the lava's rising? Wouldn't that be sweet? I want to do that. I'm Brett says, can you still do the Overlord noises? Yes. And I trust that settles the matter. Yeah, you like that? Settled indeed. Gotcha. Dude, I mean, I think like one siege tank is just not gonna do nothing, man. Oh, dude, by the way. Forcing more things from additional stalker production. We don't see another command center yet. Still additional production being added on from Clem. Clem's really going to do the gold bases. Bugatti. I think this is one of the hardest things to go. Oh, wait a minute. I am actually going to stop almost any production whatsoever to just make a track legs. And by the way, what are they called in this game? What are the because in StarCraft 1 and 2 I call these zealot legs, and on Tuesday I learned what this is called in StarCraft 1 because it. I mean, I call it charge or zealot legs, but is it just called charge? Is it actually literally, hold on, let me hit the F12 button. Protoss Tech Tree. Okay. Let me click on the zealot. Charge. It's just charge. Oh my god. Do you know what this is called in StarCraft 1? It's called leg enhancements. I can't believe that shit. Leg enhancements. That's nuts. Goofy ass names, man. We got metabolic boost, gamete meiosis, and then they're just like leg enhancement. Surprised I didn't call it legs. Acceptable losses. Anything else getting made? Getting ready to do the flu. Sometimes I do concede. All right, so what are the upgrades coming in? Watching Clem stream, Clem has some of the most precise control in these situations of anyone I've seen. He is so good at being decisive with whatever the moves are. Not like just go forward, go back, go forward, go back. It's way far in. No medevacs here yet. Oh, I miss the days when we could just get mass armor upgrades and make only zealots. Oh, it was the good times. I don't know, this moment right here, I think, oh my god, Dave Testa rated us. What up, Dave? We got X5 Pig here. Oh my god, only the handsomest gamers here, bro. Which is all of it. I feel like this moment right here is like why I think StarCraft 2 is so good. Wait a minute, Up a Tree Zelda rated me? No way! And Steadfast SC? I need to pay more attention! Oh my god, Sal? Sal's joining us? Oh my god, I'm having such a moment here. So match, that's awesome. Just here for the rewards, the streamer too busy to care. Oh my god, we got Ravi, whomever is Ravi. It's so good. Beowulf, oh my god, only the handsomest gamers are here. It's so good. Welcome everyone. It's just lovely to see you all. Aren't RTS gamers the best? Isn't this the finest genre? I don't need to worry about a bad top deck. I just build the right thing every time. And I feel like this moment here highlights what I always found really difficult in StarCraft 2 from a player perspective. I still find it difficult, which is in StarCraft 1, you would often do things like leave lots of little groups like this all over the place. 2 Lurkers or Defiler and 8 Zerglings here, same story here, have another counterattack coming over here. You might even have a rally and a rally of units. You wouldn't normally have everything packed together. But in StarCraft 2, you can just peek off with a small amount of units and destroy a base so quickly. And I feel like, finally I'm going to make the point, what I find really difficult in StarCraft 2 is the best ability to have control over the game is really focused attacks with an enormous bulk of your units. If you have all your units ready to threaten to end the game, the only recourse as the defender is to also have all of your units, and this is what's defending against these kinds of counterattacks from being too significant. Obviously, you can get small peel-offs of units, but I mean, this I always really misjudged when I could do that, because this entire just the ability to decide to play this way is predicated on you knowing if you're on offense or on defense. Because you can be in a Terran position and go, I do need to wait until I actually get enough medevacs or an additional tank or some key upgrade, then I can be on offense. The number of times I'm like, all right, I'm good to push out, and I walk out there and Protoss just like kills me. And I think Clem is amazing at this. I mean, just amazing. Because right now, this is the dangerous period. Oh, okay, I'm the Terran player. I'm going to just go ahead and pull back a little bit. Protoss player instantly deep into motion. See a cancel? Mamma mia. Wow, so bold, just blinking straight in there. Because, like, this was a threat the entire time. The only way that Clem was able to know for a fact that this wasn't coming was the aggression at the front. Nice mug. Thank you, I shaved earlier today. Oh, Sky Jack, I'm such a charmer and heart warmer. What was I going to say? Ztalkdo, if you'd be so kind as to not share spoilers of what's going to happen, and if you're sharing what you think players should do, I'd appreciate if you could be specific and say, I think that what a good thing to do is X, Y, Z, because we tend to have a pretty harsh spoiler policy here, and if you make the language clear, all right. What is the most common form of... Yo, that was sick! What's the most common form of micro in this game? Go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, go down, go back, go up, go down, go back, go up, go down. Dude, this is so high stress. These are not the skirmishes and the tactics that you see in StarCraft 1. This is like game-ending armies showing up here, showing up there. Here an army, there an army, everywhere an army, army. You know the joke I'm trying to make. Don't fucking talk to me. I always did wish that supply cap was higher in this game. I think StarCraft 2 would benefit from 300 supply. And you know what? Like, okay, so this is maybe ignorance on my part. Has anyone ever just said, you know what? Here's a 300 supply. Let's go. Has anyone? Has that happened? Can we? Is it time for the 300 supply invitational? Let me do to you what you do to me. A 300 supply invitational sounds really cool. Someone should do that. $300 supply of Sky Toss. Dude, Tempest shooting from afar? Hell yeah, brother. Alright, the Observer is going into swole up mode. The Balance Council determined that this needed to be even bigger. The Balance Council determined that the Observer also had the same diet we all had in the pandemic, and we should make the model 20% larger. Keto MG says, I play Zerg and I think the supply would have made Zerg way too imbalanced. Yeah, let's see it. This is where it's so hard. This is where, if you're Mapu, you don't miss a beat. I'm an absolute beat misser. But, like, just these decisive moves from Clem are just terrifying. The ability to just judge, yes, I want to move up like this. Will not win the fight, but did huge pressure damage picking off the Colossus. Tiny little counterattacks. See, counterattacks like this, I think, are very hard to judge exactly how much you can get away with. Because if you send too many Zealots, you just lose the fight at the front. Get it! Get the... Oh my god!
What? Or you just won a game?
Yeah, I mean...
Great
Clem
job.
So regularly is managing 2 Marine Marauder groups, like near perfect, all over the map. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, Clem's Terran Berserk is especially the thing that I just think is so impressive. Oh, that's cute. Sprinting forward to just get one more concussive shell on one more Zealot to get a little bit more value. Dude, just Stalkers have been the bane of fun this game. Oh, look at how thick those lines are. Oh my god. It's like a laser pointer and we're all cats. Like this is the brightest red line I have seen, man. They do not trust us at all to dodge those shots. Widow Mine has been rebalanced. Anytime it's targeting something, it automatically runs back. GG. Turn to game and just see the darkness here. I mean, yeah, the fact that this 4th was up for so long, the 5th is going down, the back is in shambles. I mean, this is just a good, solid, excellent game for Max Backs, and I really feel like the. By the way, I'm not showing my screen because I don't want you to see the time isn't. Also, in case any of you are wondering, I'm the Balance Council, so I made the observers all big like me. All right, hold on. Reach over my cat, hit the buttons, show the replay. Hit this down and hide it. Bam, now we're in. Turn that on. Dave Tester just gifted us 5 subs. A happy Thursday to you! Thank you, Dave Tester. Dave Tester, great content creator, commentator, StarCraft. I am the entire Cabal. Yeah, no, I was just sitting there playing the Franks in Age of Empires 2, the most newbie-friendly one, and I was like, you know what we gotta do? We gotta make the sentries deal bonus damage to shields. This model on this observer, far too small. Make it fucking huge. Like, that's how the Balance Council works. It's me just talking to myself, while an intern from ESL scribbles down everything that I say to a graphic. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, I just love that right from the opening, like, Max Pax's confidence of just like, yeah, I'm going to take the gold, and if you bunker it, I'm just going to sit there, fine. I don't mind. Bunker it. Do it. Bunker it. Ronan says, don't make a Cabal joke on an ESL stream. Nathanius straight permit me from his channel for one comment. Dude, fuck yeah, I love Nathanius. Dude, Nate is awesome. I watch Nate stream all the time because I too am a Battlecruiser enjoyer. And if Nate banned you from saying the Zerg Cabal in his chat, then it's just evidence that you didn't do it correctly. Nathanius is the best.
And also, listen, we if you're a streamer, you're gonna perm ban people all the time. You're gonna perm ban people all the time. And sometimes you perm ban wrong. That's all there is to it. And I would say, if there's any streamer who's giving you a perm ban, and you give an earnest, hey, apologies, I thought I was just trying to, have some fun, and if it rubbed you the wrong way, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I like your content, I love to be unbanned and rejoin. Like, we unban people like that all the time. We're not perfect paragons of judgment. We're trying to manage a few thousand people on the stream, so. But in any case, Nate's the GOAT. And if you ever say anything bad about him, you're fucking banned from the chat. Alright, what's happening in the video game? Oh my gosh, it's a normal looking opening. Fast expansions, no weird Reaper Bunker Cyclone shenaniganry. We have a Zealot. Ooh, someone's been watching Brood War openings from Bisu, huh? Send in the Zealot. Actually, how common is this? Because this has become really common in Brood War in the last 3-4 years. Just like it's almost like every single opening for Protoss in both StarCrafts involved getting a cybernetics core and getting some cybernetics core units up, getting the Adept, getting the Stalker, so on and so on and so on. Or the Dragoon in SC1. I mean, like, this is just what you do. And a whole bunch of players have just started to figure out, you know what? If I'm going to be getting the Adept, or going to be getting the Stalker, or going to be getting the Dragoon, let me just rearrange my economy to also just swing in with the Zealot, too. Because, I mean, the Adept is super, 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 super common, right? Like, you have to get the Adept, or you just die to a Reaper every single game. But it's specifically, I'm asking how often are players doing that move? Because this has been all the rage in Brood War, is like sneaking in a Zealot, sometimes even 2 Zealots, to delay the cybernetics core to then apply more pressure. It's really interesting. Oh my god, around then bam, aka around the barn. Good to see ya. Dave Tessa says happens 40%. Wow, that's so awesome to see similarities coming in. Because, the logic of getting a Zealot before you get the Adept or the Stalker, or in StarCraft 1's case, the Dragoon, the logic is, if I'm getting my cybernetics core at pace, and I'm getting the Adept at, like, we're 3 minutes into this game, you can see behind my enormous head. If we're getting it at 3 minutes anyways, because that's just the timing on this map, if I can get the Adept at 3 minutes, but also sneak out a Zealot, maybe I can do some more stuff with the Zealot. Ultra Hazel says maybe 5%, that's the max stat. Interesting. Max Pack is just fully goated. Only one doing it, all by himself. Please shoot the. I always want this. I always want this to get shot. Please, just pick him off. He's right there. Oh, it's the pair bears over there. Like you just don't care. Get him! And the one in the back. Get him! Yeah, I mean, this all looks like your standard fare, link stalkers to control space and so on and so on. New tubes seems horrible to spoil it. Nice, yes. Hell yeah. Freakout says, how's the hanging day night? Dude, I'm having one of the best weeks ever, to be honest. Watching StarCraft 1 and 2 is just so fun. It's so fun. I genuinely did not expect this many people to show up and hang out. I really didn't expect it. And it's just been nice. It's so fun. It's so fun to watch. Yeah, this is the grand finals of the ESL Open Cup that just happened in the New Balance pack. Yeah, usual Widowmine drop shenaniganry. Dude, I actually would just feel like if Widowmines were not allowed to be part of Widowmine drops, like if they just said Widowmines can no longer be loaded into a medevac, I feel like it would double the player base of StarCraft overnight. I feel like immediately people would be like, oh well fuck yeah, I'll go download this shit. They should just ban Widow Mines from entering into medevacs. What are the other things? Let's see here. Immortals and Disruptors no longer fit into a Warp Prism. Oh, thank fuck. What else? What else do we want to get out of there? The Baneling is... You can only have 10 of them. That's it. You're only allowed to have 10 Banelings. Actually, ever. That's it. You're only allowed 10 Banelings. Oracle, you need a fleet beacon for it. Like, have I fixed the game? Have I fixed it? Oh my god. Yeah, Banelings are also not allowed to be loaded into Overlords. Yeah, only one wave from the Swarm Host. After the Swarm Host shoots its wave of locusts, it just becomes a drone. Like, that would be so cool. Yeah, that sounds like we're gonna do it. Once the void turns off, it's off forever. Yeah, all abilities are charges. You get one or two of them, and that's that. What'd you do to Nidus Worms? I would turn them into Nidus Canals. That's what I would actually do. I would genuinely remove the Nidus Worm functionality and turn it into a
Thank you. Oh.
One of the things that I was talking about a lot on your streams earlier this week is that there's been a real transformation of what Terrans deem as safe and defensive. Because, I mean, there were openings, maybe 5 years ago, where Terrans would actually be like, no, I'm cool just having one barracks and one factory, maybe a second barracks, and just going straight for the third command center. Same thing in Brood War, like 2 factory, 3 base. I mean, it's basically just been deleted because people have figured out how to be even more annoying and even more aggressive. It's so cool. Because, I mean, these kinds of attack tactics, like Warp Prism Blink Stalker, like, if you haven't watched this game in a while, it almost feels like you're doing the same thing twice. Like, you either get Blink or the Warp Prism. How would you get both? It's just like, dude, it's so good. You can immediately take more risks because you don't need... Because, I mean, the old logic is if I blink it up and I'm wrong, I lose the game. You can blink up and be wrong. Just get out with the Warp Prism. Oh, yeah. Big, thick gateway styles. No need to get costly immortals. No need to get any of this other pricey stuff. Why not just blink with one stalker? I think I don't fully understand the question. Well, let me actually analyze that in a couple of ways. So, the statement that I am trying to assert is that Blink Stalkers plus a Warp Prism gives you the ability to take bolder plays with Stalkers, and they can still have the temporary defensive capabilities of loading and unloading with the Warp Prism, and then you have the ability to blink away. So you can just go super aggressively forward when you see enemy units because you also have an out. Now, if you went in, if you said, well, what if you skipped the Warp Prism and you just had Stalkers and you blinked one in? If you're wrong, you just lose that. Being wrong with 1 or being wrong with 8 is a sliding scale of punishment. You obviously get punished more if you lose all 8 Stalkers versus just 1 Stalker. But I think the thing that I'm trying to highlight is that if you get the Warp Prism and the Blink, my god, you can just blink in, see that people are there, and get out with 0 Stalkers. There's no guesswork, and there's just higher upside. And so this is, like, really, really interesting. It's really fun to see. And I don't know if that's what your question was. But what I did is I imagined what you were asking, and I answered it in a way that just made me sound smart. Ishtar. Happy to one Severoni. Thanks for joining us. There it is. Third base. That's the place. Random Heroes asked this. You know, we haven't answered this question today. And I think it's time to answer it. Do I think there'll ever be a StarCraft 3? No, unless it's some random mobile game that's the exact same thing as Warcraft Rumble or Clash Royale. I genuinely do not think. I really... Everyone, it's time to play StarCraft 3, the new Match 3 mobile game from Activision Blizzard. Like, I mean, I have my hopes so low for a StarCraft 3. If it comes out, I'll have the same policy I have with all these other RTS games that are in development. I'll look at it when it's released. I'll look at it when it's released. Now, we're looking at a position where what I would do as Max back is just fucking lose. These kinds of pushes. I know that the appropriate thing to say is I will be very poised with my Blink Stalkers to get as much chip damage into delay as much as I possibly can. But it's so easy to just, like, immediately freak out. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow, that's great recognition. Blink, see the stim, immediately recall. Again, that's one of those spots where I don't ever want to do those kinds of engagements. I'm too frightened. I don't know how Max Pax is just so consistently good about just getting this swell at the same time. Now, I need to rewind because I'm not a professional observer. Warp Prism, God, just endless aggression. So good. This is what I find so terrifying about StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 1. These things are so bright. Run, run, run! Immortal's coming out just in time. God, who individually blinks Stalkers versus Bio? That's like way too scary. Ooh, baby. Harding, yeah, look. Harding is probably the best small-scale micro player in SC2 in most games. I think. That's on that. Speaking of StarCraft 3, I don't know if Nick told me about the California meeting. Wait, Sumnet, do you mean my brother come to Los Angeles and not tell me? No, we took him to Italian. Although when my brother first came in town, Nick was like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna be in town. I have like one night where we get a meal." And I was like, "Dude, let me take you to some Korean barbecue." And he was like, "I swear to God, Sean, if I like come to LA, you need to get me like burgers or something." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you to Italian, fed and some pasta." Because this is something that's really funny. In Los Angeles, there's really good Korean barbecue because there's a lot of Korean population in mid-city in Los Angeles, and also there's great beef in America. So you get the incredible food preparation from Korean barbecues plus the American beef, and it's just so good. And there's a lot of English-speaking commentators that live in South Korea, my brother included, that anytime they're in Korea for BlizzCon, there's always just like, "Hey everyone, we're gonna have a big dinner before BlizzCon. It's gonna be paid for by the developers, and we just want to welcome you all to Korean barbecue." And they're all just like, "No, like I didn't fly all the way here to eat the same shit I have at home. Fuck." Yeah, I got Nick some absolutely filthy Mexican street tacos, which are just the best ever. Oh my God, they're so good. They're like $1, and they just bleed right through, and they're just like getting all over here. Oh my God, some al pastor tacos with a delicious hot sauce that you have to pay in cash because it's just like a street vendor that opens up at 9 p.m. only on Wednesdays at the street corner. You just have to know it. It's so good. Oh my God. Okay, I need to come back to this game. Yeah, LA food is so good. It is the reason why I live in LA. Just, God knows I'm not going to leave my house for any reason. I like being at home. I got 2 cats, a dog, and a wife. What do I need to leave the house for, man? Everything's awesome in this house. It's so good. Oh, for food? Yeah, honey, let's go eat. Let's eat. Let's eat. God, this is such difficult play. I mean, Clem obviously has more supply and is pressing in. Whoa! Careful, little cat. I'm gonna roll off. but like just this small scale harassment, the fact that we have a 3-base max packs, making it difficult for Clem to get their own 3-base, and these small counterattacks. I mean, I just think this is some of the hardest decision making ever. Oh. Because it's so easy to under or overbuild in these counterattacks. It just always seems to be the right amount. Wow. So impressive. Get out of here. Your Widow Mines aren't allowed to get loaded and unloaded here. Oh no. Oh dude. Colossus range not done yet. The patience is so insane from Max Pax. Blinking to scoot out of the way. You love to see it. Scooting out of the way of the Zealots. So that way the Zealots can get fucking trashed. Get in there. Get in there. I mean, it's gonna be still close, I think, but I mean, Max Pax is just getting whittled away. Is this another victim of the F2 button coming back for an empty Warp Prism flank? Yeah, and I mean, this is just, it's too much. Barracks. Oh my god, y'all are talking about in and out. Man, I'm gonna get some in and out tonight. What does the F2 button do? It selects all of your units. Oh, see you later, alligator. With these little tanks at the back just pecking away. I mean, honestly, I think Clem's just doing the slow death. Clem is just very slowly chipping in. Some of these drops are doing something, but I mean, if you, like, one of the things that I think is so hard about that kind of, like, zealot counter-drop harassment is, dude, if you are wrong a few times, it's 4 zealots here, 4 zealots here, there was an 8 zealot attack. I mean, that quickly adds up to, like, I want to say a control group, but I'm playing the wrong game. Quickly adds up to, like, 12, 24 zealots. I mean, Max Pax is doing a great job stabilizing, but I mean, it just doesn't matter. There hasn't been able to be a 4th going down. Clem's going to be able to get a 4th soon. Yeah. Hello. Let me go here. There it is. There's command center. I count everything in control groups too. Yeah, honey. I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and pick up a control group of eggs. Yeah, I like to have half a control group every morning. How late are we going today? Oh, about 7. Ghosty, maybe 6:30. I'm probably going to have to end at that point because I need to make sure my dog Cece's doing okay. All right. Oh, my God. Look out. Here comes the balls. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can hold on. Scrubby Z says, hey, Nine, do you have children? Yeah, I actually currently have, let's see, 3,346 showing up today, including you. Papow. Love you all. Now mow the lawn. Max Pax should have been dead like 10 times here, but he just keeps holding on. Keeps holding on. I mean, this is just slowly becoming too much value, and Clem always hits his splits somehow. I don't know how it's possible. I've never seen Clem really screw up. Dude, how is Max Pax just alive here? I was like, the game is done, and I was just like getting ready to rant about the nature of not being able to survive after you've had enough failed counters. How is Max Pax doing this? This is why I think that StarCraft 2 is like the last 2-3 years is like some of the best in history. Because I mean, you rewind 7-8 years. I mean, it's just Clem slowly trudging his way forward and eventually overrunning the Protoss. And the Protoss not being able to take a 4th. And here the Protoss is like taking a 4th. He's now starting to apply more pressure. I mean, God, like players are so good right now. Yeah, I mean, because again, I'd be like, this has to be the death of this expansion. But now all of a sudden, the same problem that I've been talking about all day comes back. If you do one failed counterattack, you die. And it looks like Max Pax identified it and is just pressing in. Fucking get out of there! Alright. Disruptor shots. Yeah, that drop just didn't happen. Why would it? After all, why not? Alright, so now we have the just mass disruptor balls. We got balls of balls. Raven Striker says, man, I miss Dane on commentating these SC2 matches. I don't even know if I would describe what I'm doing as commentating. What we're doing is we're hanging out. We're hanging out, baby. We're hanging. We're hanging. Oh, that'd be good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, dude, let me just say, I've not played Legacy of the Void 2v2, but something Epic says, how would you feel about a professional StarCraft 2v2 scene? I've played a lot of 2v2s in Legacy of the Void and Heart of the Swarm. StarCraft 2 2v2s are really, really, really awesome. They're so awesome. Oh my god. It's just the best. Man, that is a lot of power out of Clem. There's actually a lot of funny, goofy strategies you can do. I would love to see more of it. Alright, so. I want to make a bigger mini-map, man. Putting the mini in mini-map. Oh, look how confused he is. He's tired. Yeah, I mean, when you start getting Doom dropped like this, and the pressure's not enough to force the Terran player back, I mean, this really feels like when stuff starts starts folding. So that now is 1-1. It says best of 1-0-0. There's a hotkey to change this, right? There's a hotkey to change this. Isn't it like Control 1 and then Alt 1? Control Shift 1. All right. And then Control 1. What's the other one? Shift 1. Got it. Fuck yeah. We're tied 1-1. Oh, I'm too powerful. Look at me. Some of you wish... Can we make it a best of 4? I can make it a best of 3 and a best of 5, but if I hit 4, it doesn't let me do it. Doesn't let me do it. Doesn't let me do it. All right. Quit. Oh, wait, I gotta hide. Oh, you almost saw the total amount of games. That was close. Oh, ooh. Oh, it was so scary. Hold on. I gotta get everything set up. Best of 4. What is this, CSGO? I know, right? All right, hold on. Let me go. Oh, we got a cat. We got a little pause. Okay, we go in here. Okay, watch this. Okay, hold on. Turn this off. Control 1, Shift 1, Control 5. Oops. There it is. Bam. Pow. Unright gifting 10 subs. A happy Thursday to you, Unright. Unright, good night. Is it the lighting when I sing gray hair? Dude, I have so much gray hair. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. My whole beard is salt and pepper. In fact, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. It used to be a solid black shirt, but it too is aging. Unright, thanks for the 10 gifted subs. Thanks, Unright. You're just so fucking cool. Yeah, man. Control X, it switches the players to what? Ah, dude, Kate, you know, the gifted 5 for a best of 5. Thanks, Kate, you know. Happy Thursday to you as well. All right. Yeah, dude, I don't know why people get so worked up about gray hair and balding and all this stuff, man. Getting older, let me tell you, the most difficult years